Trixie Bitch here. You know, I have lived a long life. I'm 50 years old, and I have probably lived about 100 years in this 50-year-old body. And I have seen some really fucked up shit in my time. But I heard some of the most fucked up shit, like, is beyond the realm of normal fucked up. Like, this is a whole realm of fucked upness all on its own, okay? Before I tell you this story, I just want to say there are two things that are really important that we need to take from this, that I want to communicate here right now, okay? Number one, chastity belts. Chastity belts, if you don't know what that is, Google it. They need to be brought back into this society. I will explain why in just a moment. And I want to say that giving birth to a child is the most selfish, arrogant, selfish, did I say selfish? Did I say fucking selfish thing that any woman can do? I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what your job is. I don't care what a wonderful fucking parent you're going to be, how amazing you are, how all the fabulous things you're going to do for your child. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, because it doesn't matter. Because you cannot, before you give birth and bring that child into this world, you cannot ask that child if they want to be brought into this world. Once they are here, they are fucked. Fuck, they have no choice, no decision, okay? Not even going to get into all that, because I could go on for fucking days. I could write books about this. I could probably, if I were a lawyer, I could win lawsuits with children fucking suing their parents just for giving birth. Number one, you don't have a child. You have a child. People have children because they want to spread their fucking seed. Arrogance. They need little me's, or a bunch of little me's running around. They're lonely. They want, when they get fucking old, they need someone to take care of them. How fucking selfish is that? Seriously. I can't even begin to tell you how selfish it is. And I'm not going to get into that, because that's not really the whole point of this story right now. Again, I could write a book on the selfishness of having and giving birth. I also think not only do we need to bring the chastity belt back, but we need to bring some laws back to go along with that chastity belt, and to go along with childbirth in general. Okay? Number one, if you have a child and that child gets taken away from you for any reason, okay? Because you're a fucking slut bag, because you're a fucking drug addict, I don't give a fuck. When you brought that baby into this world, it is your responsibility till the day they die. Not till they're fucking 18, okay? Like everybody likes to think. The year of 18, that's to keep children from being slaves to their fucking fucked up parents for their whole fucking life. So they only get to suffer for 18 years, and then they get to make the decision, move on, what have you, okay? At the end of that 18 years, I believe that, number one, there should be a hearing, some sort of court case. I don't know how, I don't know exactly how it would work, all the ins and outs of it, but I know this is the general idea. After that 18 years, we should give birth, after that 18 years, don't know where that came from, we need to have a court, and those child, need to go in front of a judge and a group of 12 honest men, and be determined if they were good and suitable parents for those 18 years. If they were fucked up, if they were abusive to that child, if they had that child and that child was hungry all the time because they couldn't afford to feed it. They should have thought about that before they had the child, okay? It's not an excuse that you can't feed your fucking child, okay? Any of those things. They've been sexually abused. Any of those things, because they get away with it, and it's not till usually the child's 18 and gets to move the fuck out where they get away from all that, okay? And then the parents just are like, well, oh well, fuck you, you know? You just had to suffer that 18 years. What the fuck is that? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what? Guess what? You're going to go to fucking prison, you fucking asshole parents, for 18 years. Because you brought me into this world, another human being and another soul, okay, for your selfish reasons, not for me. You didn't bring me into this world or that child in this world for them. You brought them into this world for you and your selfish reasons. And because you fucked them over for 18 years, guess what? You get to serve 18 years in prison. Yay! How about that? You might think twice, excuse me, these women, parents might think twice before giving birth to children if they even have to understand or even that is a consequence of it, okay? That they know in 18 years. And I wonder how much of child abuse would happen if, and how many women would not have children and choose not to if they knew that possibly within that 18 years that they could go to prison for their actions, okay? Some people call me fucking crazy. They say that, Barbara, you're fucking crazy. That'll never happen. That can never happen. You know what? Fucking crazier shit has fucking happened. Let me tell you what. And it can happen. It can happen, okay? We can make it happen. We need to make it fucking happen. So let me tell you the fucking story that I heard. Here's the story that goes along with this, what threw me over the fucking edge. Excuse me. I was at a birthday party for my beautiful, wonderful little nephew last weekend. And a beautiful woman walked in with a brand new baby. And what I had found out was that baby was adopted by this woman that was here at this party. And she was just about to have her own baby. And that baby was one of, I think, 5 drug abused or drug addicted children from this one woman, okay? This one woman, drug addict, kept getting pregnant, had the baby, it's taken away from her. Okay, then guess what? She had another baby, and then that baby was drug addicted, and then they just waited till she delivered it, and they took it from her, and they gave it up for adoption. And then that fucking whore cunt bitch, guess what? She had a 3rd baby and a 4th baby, and I believe, I can't quote on this because I was so just reeling in my head listening to the story, I couldn't even really think straight, but I think it was the 5th. And I said to this friend that I was talking to, why is that mother not in fucking prison? That's child endangerment. She has no fucking right. And how can she be allowed to keep having these children and putting them through this and bringing these souls into this world? And everybody just sits back and watches it happen and lets it happen, and they say they can't do anything about it. That's where the fucking chastity belt fucking comes in. You may not be able to physically go in and sterilize that fucking whore, but you know what? You can put a fucking chastity belt like in the medieval times, right? And you know what? Lock that bitch up with security, with fucking technology like it is now. They can control that shit at fucking Fort Knox with some fucking security code. You know what? We can't medically do this to you. Maybe, you know, our fucking legal rights. I don't want to get into that bullshit, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, that fucking whore has no fucking rights. She should be fucking dead. She should be under the fucking jail. She should be fucking hung from a tree and abused over and over. I can't even comprehend how this goes on. And this is just one little fucking story that I just happened to hear over here, okay? But I know what goes on. My mother was one of those fucking whore, lion-ass fucking cunt bitches who had 7 kids, gave 1 up for adoption, Five of them, all on drugs because of the sexual abuse, the physical abuse from her and the church and my dad and her siblings, all that. I mean, I can write books. Like I said, I could write a book, okay? And I know what goes on. And that's been going on for centuries. And people say, you know what, that whole shit about, I'm going to go back. I was talking about Chastity Belt, but I'm going to just step back for a minute about the whole selfishness thing, okay? Because you can't take something, a life, and bring it into this world and use it and abuse it and brainwash it and do terrible things to that child, to that human, to that person, to that life, and just have no consequence for that, like there has been going on. And I'm going to say one last thing to like top this whole point off, okay? Think about the immigration. This is what bugs me so bad, okay? I am a huge child advocate, okay? I love children. I was one of those that suffered. And I saw my family suffer at the hands of these so-called mothers and women. And it is wrong, and it is something just needs to be done about it. It really does. Something has to be done. And I believe that any person, you cannot bring a life into this world and do all those cruel things to it and not have consequences for it. Like I said, you need to serve jail time for your actions. There needs to be, and again, we have to start this now. We have to start it now. And in generations, things could be changed. Things could be different. Okay? But like I said, I'm a child advocate. I love children. But I believe that if you could ask half the children in this world, if you could show them their future before they were born and ask them, do you want to be born? This is going to be your life. This is going to be the end result. You're going to die at 10 years old after being sexually abused by your Catholic priest for a decade while your mother allowed it. That's going to be your life. Every day you're going to be sad and crying and lied to and brainwashed, and you're going to suffer. And I guarantee you, and we ask that child, this is what's going to be. Do you want to be born, or would you prefer that your mother had you aborted? And let the pain just be momentarily, a second, because I can't say that baby doesn't feel anything. I cannot say that. I believe that it does. Okay? So,